Good day, everybody. Brian here, quantlabsnet.com. In this video, I want to show you the ability to take a PDF white paper, research paper, and turn it into a potential C++ HFT, high frequency trading application. So right here, we've got this PDF here. You can download these by the truckload on pretty well anywhere online. This one's on gamma exposure, qualifying hedge rebalancing for SPX options. I've taken the uh, this particular PDF and turned it into an actual trading set of code right here. Once I can get to it, thank you. And basically, there's a structure to it, and I'll show you that. And this is the typical execution. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say it works or not, but it's just pretty cool that you're able to uh, be able to generate this code with vibe coding and reverse engineer it. And this is really good for self-learning. I'll make this source code available in my file share for all my members. I just put up a last video explaining that, and you can get all that info on the description in the video or link description. Link in the video description. Boom. Okay, so this right here that highlight is all in white. Sorry, is the actual execution of this program. It is in C++. And in here, I purposely didn't want to include third-party libraries because I just find third-party libraries can really mess you up when it comes to C++. So it's only 100% focusing on standard template library. So there's no third party libraries, and that's pretty well how a lot of the HFT shops do it. As I said, I'm not going to show you the source code here, but this is your typical structure. Uh, hey, Sarah. So you get your standard makefile, you get your standard source file folder with all the configuration, the GEX calculator, the main app, the market data, option pricing, order management, position management, risk management, strategy, and utilities. And I believe there's a corresponding in the include file as well. Okay. So the major takeaway from this is this is kind of standard. I wouldn't say this is low frequency, but let me just show you the README file. Yeah, here. Let's see here. Okay, so I do everything the old school way, and here is the README file. So this is part of the generation. So I'll walk you through it. HS, C++ high frequency trading system built around gamma exposure, focusing on whatever futures and contracts. In this case, it's the options. Um, Using only STL, no third-party dependencies. So defines it, uses Greek calculations, option pricing, GEX calculator based upon that research paper, traditional and alternative approaches. There's a back testing framework created, implements an HFT strategy based on the GEX signals, add signal operation execution logic, provide build instructions. So I've done that as well. So here are all the major files I told you. Entry point of the application, option, header, option, object, and Greek calculations, the calculator for GEX with the logic, market data. So here you can easily code, I call it code generate, but vibe code, whatever, I don't know, code generate the market data depending upon what you specify who you're connecting to. I would find it very difficult to get a actual API knowledge out of the LLM for, let's say, the CME. I don't know. I could be surprised. Um, And then from there, we have the trading strategy. So in the world of retail trading, unless you're directly with an exchange or a third party connecting you into the exchange, you're going through retail. There's no way you can call that a high frequency trading strategy. This could be alone good enough for reverse engineering for learning how to do this. So that in itself is worthwhile to get access to this, and obviously to join my paying membership now as I'm rolling that out for self learning. And then this is the strategy again built around the GEX calculation, order execution logic, backtesting framework, a bunch of utilities, common types. That's a pretty uh, C style way of doing things. Configuration management. Then there's a standard make file, and let's see what we got here. Let me just go over the structure here. So we have our include files, all the headers, all the source files, the make file, and then the standard README. And what does this project do? Uh, so it covers GEX calculation with focus on different weighting of column put gamma. And again, if you know I'm taking my course or will take my course, I don't know, on this, how to learn the options trading. Again, this is how the HFT shops uses. If you're not willing to put the effort in, you're not going to get into these type of firms, guaranteed. Options trading and really options trading is where they mostly focus on. I've already gone over that with the market data, and again going into the CME. But it's good to know it because if you haven't watched the um, recent video I did with Stephen Cohen, uh, basically he founded Point72, one of the biggest hedge funds on the planet. He explained what he looks for: people with initiative. Doing this, when you have the initiative, gets you places. And you have to have the Ivy League uh, education, PhD at whatever, MIT. But even though if you don't have that, to reverse engineer this stuff, it's really good to learn. So again, it focuses on volatility prediction, on GEX values, and that's gamma exposure, and that's institutional, right? Very important to know. And that comes with signal generation for trend and mean reverting strategies or mean reverting strategies. So you could build upon this if you wanted. I'm just showing you the basics here. So then we have the logic for something like NQ futures, and this could be easily applied to any of the markets that I've shown. Could be the S&P or even the Russell, just depending upon market conditions. Then I'll implement GEX using various assumptions and weightings. It'll test alternative approaches to predict hedging flows. That's pretty wild because I talk about hedging and arbitrage, but this is very specific based upon that white paper I just showed you. Generates a trading signals for both trend and reverse regimes. Execute trades based on GEX signals. Back tests the strategy, and then there's the different components as I've already mentioned. GEX high frequency trading strategy for NQ, NASDAQ, futures and options, really just options here. This is C++ invitation creates a high frequency trading system using gamma exposure. And again, this is just for demonstration purposes only, not financial advice. So this will be able to predict market behavior and generate trading signals for NASDAQ, NQ futures, and really just options. And as I said, there's a structure of it. I've also included, so if you're like me struggling with C++, because there's so many different ways to do it, there are the build instructions there as well. So this strategy includes all components for high frequency trading systems focused on something like NQ futures. It could be pretty well anything in futures, which include, again, option pricing and Greek calculation, market data processing, order execution. And again, you can add in with the AI, be able to add in sampling for order execution, be it if it's interactive brokers, depending if there's an appropriate API that's known and documented so the LLM will know about it. You may be challenged for the CME, but one option obviously is if you're going to use fix. So you could probably add that as an extra option to see if the LLM will generate it. It would really surprise me at this point where we're at. It couldn't do it because I've already tried out FPGA code. It's pretty wild what it can do. Also includes risk assessment, implementation addresses the observation for your additional description. That's in that PDF research paper. That GEX is typically positive due to higher call option open interest in indices. So that's again S&P, NASDAQ. It provides multiple methods to test different assumptions and dealer positioning. That's pretty wild that I'm able to do that. And again, it runs. It took me a while to get through it. So I'm now putting the runnable version of it in this Linux distribution, which is Ubuntu on this WSL. But just wanted to let you know about it. And that's pretty wild. As I said before, if you want to know more about what I do, all I can recommend to you do is just go to quantlabsnet.com. That's my site. Either sign up to get on my newsletter to see more of these kind of projects. Again, right here, sign up there, or go under the Learn tab. Same thing. You will get a ebook on C++ for high frequency trading, all the different components that go with it. And if you want to know more about this membership, it's right here under plan and pricing. And right here, you'll just choose Quant Leap Programming, and then you'll get access to this uh, source files along with a bunch of others as well. And I'm building it out now. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.